Welcome, Gemini, to your weekly reading. This is for the 30th of September to the 7th of October. We are going to go ahead and see all the possible energies and messages coming through for you for this week. Gemini, I'm going to start off by looking at the first row as the possible energy beginning the week. The second row is going to be the area you should focus on. The third row are your possible challenges, if any. The fourth row are messages and advice from Spirit. And finally, the fifth row is the possible outcome of the week. Gemini, this is a collective reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm going to start off over here with Ace of Wands, and we are looking at the possible energy beginning the week, and I am just going to get your clarifier. Right, let us see now what Ace of Wands is for Gemini, please. Wow, Gemini, what a start to the week you have with two aces coming out. When I get one ace in a reading, it's very auspicious, but to get two aces, my dear Geminis, and under the same message, we must now know that there is something quite wonderful possible here for you. With the combination of these two cards coming out, my dear Geminis, we know that it's the beginning of something. This is our ace energy, possibility coming through, given by the hand of God. So we know it's blessed. The energy I'm seeing here for you, my dear Geminis, for example, would be meeting somebody new romantically and knowing immediately that this person has got potential. And the person you meet feels exactly the same way. This could be receiving wonderful news that was completely unexpected. It could be that all of a sudden your boss calls you in and asks you to head up a new department in another city or country. It could be the energy of receiving a great bonus or promotion. This could be the energy, my dear Geminis, of somebody headhunting you, calling you in for an interview, and within days you start a new job. It has this wonderful kind of energy. But as I mentioned, it is ace energy, so it is the beginning of something. Once this possibility appears for you, it is now up to you to take that energy in hand and move with it and make something of it. But whatever it is, my dearest Geminis, what an incredible way to start the week. Now let us see what Nine of Wands is all about for you that is sitting in the area you should focus on. Right, let us see now what Nine of Wands is for Gemini, please. Justice. My dear Geminis, this Nine of Wands energy is coming through for my Geminis who could be facing a lot of obstacles and challenges at this point, or could just be very worn down, drained and depleted from what has been going on in your life. And when Nine of Wands appears under the message, you need to focus on it. We know, my dear Geminis, that now this is not sustainable any longer. You cannot continue under this pressure, tension, exhaustion for much longer. Justice is coming out here because, my dear Geminis, you need to bring balance back into whatever the situation is for you. So, for example, if you are working 9-10 hours a day, or even if you're not working, my dear Geminis, but you are so busy running a home, taking care of other people, that you're up at 6 in the morning, by the time you actually stop running and doing errands and pleasing everybody, it's 9 o'clock at night. This, of course, wears us down. And with Nine of Wands coming out here, you're being asked, my dear Geminis, to focus on this. Because if you do not bring some kind of balance back into your life, there is a possibility here of burnout. So justice is saying, you need to use that sword here, my dear Geminis, and cut away at something in order to give yourself a break. So, my dear Geminis, if you are feeling this energy in any area, this would be the week where you make a plan, that you take time for yourself to rest, to recuperate, to come back to yourself. And for me, my dear Geminis, this kind of energy would not just be for a week. You need to make some kind of a change, that you don't just look after yourself for a week and then dive right back into Nine of Wands energy. If you, for example, are working 10, 11 hours a day, 5 days a week, Gemini, this is going to wear you down. Somehow you're going to have to find a way that you give yourself a permanent alleviation from this pressure. So it just could be, my dear Geminis, that you go from 11, 10 hours a day to 7 or 8 hours a day, and you give yourself 2 or 3 hours just to be yourself, to do something for you, whether it is to go for a walk, spend time with the family, read a book, whatever it is. But with justice coming in here, there needs to be a change in an area where you are running yourself ragged, my dear Geminis. Right, let us move on now and see what Page of Swords is all about, that is sitting in your possible challenges. So we just want to see now what Page of Swords is for Gemini, please. The Four of Swords. Gemini, what we are seeing here under possible challenges is very much what we saw and spoke about under our Nine of Wands. And we are just being told how important it is for you to rest, my dear Geminis. Because what we are seeing here is that when you rest, when you give yourself time just to come back to yourself, Gemini, you're going to enable yourself to come back with renewed energy, the energy of Page of Swords, which is like childlike enthusiasm and motivation. All it is, my dear Geminis, is bringing balance back into an area where you are being quite extreme with regards to what you expect from yourself. Remember, my dear Geminis, you are just a gentle soul. You too need time and space to rest and recuperate. And here we are being told that when you just give yourself that time, within no time at all, you're going to feel renewed and ready to go again. And Gemini, you need this energy, especially with these two aces coming in. You don't want, my dear Geminis, to meet the person of your dreams and then be so burnt out and exhausted that when it comes to going out and socializing, you can't even think about it because you're just dreaming about flopping into bed. So this is why this is coming out so strongly, so that you have the energy and the motivation to see whatever our ace energy is for you and to not let this slip through your fingers. Now let us see what strength is all about, that is sitting in messages and advice from Spirit. So we want to see what strength is for Gemini, please. The Magician. What a lovely message coming through, Gemini. Gemini, firstly, Spirit wants you to know that you have the strength within you to overcome any challenge, any obstacle or exhaustion that you might be feeling. And all it is, my dear Geminis, is dealing with it head on, looking at what it is and bringing that balance back into that particular situation. Don't let whatever it is overwhelm you, my dear Geminis. You know, it's always the thought of it. Like, how am I going to stop running around 10 hours a day? How am I going to stop working less than 10 hours a day? It's expected of me. I'll never finish my work. How am I going to overcome these enormous challenges I have with my family? It's always the thought of it that can overwhelm us. Spirit wants you to know that when you deal with it head on, my dear Geminis, you're going to be surprised how quickly and effectively you will manage it and sort it out, especially with justice coming out. And then, my dear Geminis, we see the beautiful energy of the Magician coming in. Now, when the Magician comes through under messages and advice from Spirit, we know that Spirit is working with you this week. And we saw that right from the beginning with your 2 aces appearing. So now, my dear Geminis, we understand how strong this ace energy is for you, because you are able this week, my dear Geminis, to bring about a manifestation. Something you have been wishing, praying, and dreaming of now has possibility of manifesting on the physical realm. So this week has this magical manifestation possibility about it. Very exciting time for you, Gemini. Now let's see what 10 of Cups is all about, that is sitting in the possible outcome of the week. Right, let us see now what 10 of Cups is for Gemini, please. The Knight of Cups. My dear Geminis, this looks like it's going to be quite a wonderful week for you. By the end of the week, we see, my dear Geminis, that you are feeling our 10 of Cups energy in some way. And this tells me that you acknowledge, claim, and really work with our ace energy. You see the potential of this energy with our Magician coming out and how big and wonderful it could be for you. 10 of Cups is the happily ever after card. So you are starting now to actually believe, my dear Geminis, that your happily ever after is possible. And I do feel for some of my Geminis, you're going to be seeing strong signs of this manifestation coming through, especially that 10 of Cups came out at the end of our reading. With Knight of Cups coming through, I see you accepting all the good and wonderful that has been given to you. What I love to see here, my dear Geminis, is that there is a deep sense of acknowledging and recognizing that this is a blessed gift from Spirit to you. And now as you go forward, you're going to do whatever needs to be done, that you work our ace energy into our 10 of Cups, so that you, my dear Geminis, are going to be living your happily ever after very soon. Right, let us move on now and get a message from your guides for the week. So we just want to see now what Gemini's guides would like to share with them, please. Rest, Holy Spirit, number 24. So, my dear Geminis, we've been told 3 times now how important rest is. And Gemini, let us really look at this message. It is when you, my dear Geminis, rest from what is going on in your life that you are able to get that excitement and motivation back, so that you can see and accept all this wonderful energy coming your way. Gemini, the number 24 is your lucky number this week. Any combination or variation of the numbers 2 and 4, please consider very auspicious. Holy Spirit wants you to rest. It is during your downtime, my dear Geminis, that the magic starts to happen, that the energy of our Magician starts to happen. That's when it begins, when you are quiet, when you are relaxed, when you're giving your heart and soul space and time to come forward. For you, my dear Geminis, a white bird is very significant this week. Wherever a white bird comes up, please know whatever we have seen and spoken about is in play and happening for you. So that is all I have for you right now. I hope you enjoyed your reading. I wish you the most wonderful week, and I am sending you all so much love.